Welcome to our World News Highlights for November 21st, 2025. Today we'll delve into the most pressing political trends shaping global discussions. Let's begin with our top stories. Starting at number 5, the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia continues to dominate headlines. Recently, Russian President Vladimir Putin expressed support for a U.S. plan aimed at resolving the war in Ukraine. This development comes as former President Donald Trump has issued a deadline for Kyiv to accept the proposed terms. Analysts suggest that this could shift the dynamics of international negotiations as the U.S. seeks to balance its support for Ukraine with the need for a diplomatic resolution. The implications of this situation are significant, as a resolution could alter the security landscape in Eastern Europe and impact global energy markets. At number 4, former President Trump is set to meet with political strategist and activist Mamdani at the White House for their first face-to-face discussion. This meeting is being closely watched as both figures represent contrasting views on governance and policy. The outcome of their dialogue could influence the political narrative in the United States, particularly as Trump continues to assert his influence within the Republican Party. Observers are keen to see how this meeting might shape future policy discussions and electoral strategies. In our third story, attention turns to a tragic incident involving a Florida teen who died aboard a cruise ship. Reports indicate that the stepbrother of the deceased may be called to testify in a custody dispute related to the case. This development has sparked public interest and raised questions about accountability and safety regulations in the cruise industry. The implications of this case could lead to increased scrutiny of maritime safety practices and the legal responsibilities of cruise lines. Coming in at number 2, the U.S. House of Representatives has voted to formally denounce the horrors of socialism. This resolution comes ahead of the upcoming meeting between Trump and Mamdani, highlighting the ongoing ideological battles within American politics. The resolution has sparked debate among lawmakers and the public, as it touches on broader discussions about economic systems and governance. The political ramifications of this vote may influence future legislative agendas and the framing of political discourse in the lead-up to the next election. Finally, at number 1, we report on the acquittal of an officer involved in the death of Takia Young, a pregnant black mother who was accused of shoplifting. This verdict has ignited widespread protests and discussions about systemic racism and police accountability in the United States. The case has drawn national attention as it highlights ongoing tensions between law enforcement and communities of color. The implications of this ruling are profound, as it raises critical questions about justice, public safety, and the need for reform within the criminal justice system. Thank you for joining us for today's World News Highlights. Stay tuned for more updates on these important political developments. You've been listening to World News Highlights for November 21st, 2025, 03:20 p.m. Subscribe for latest updates.